Collins, you've slipped from one role into a similar role. You were Mayor of City and County last year. You're now the first Cathaoirleach of the Metropolitan District. How does that feel?
It feels good. I suppose I was Mayor last year, and there's been a change, I think, in roles. So the Metropolitan Mayor role is no more. So it's Cathaoirleach of the Metropolitan District of Limerick. It's a very busy role. It's an important role. And I think within our group we had some councillors that were nominated for it. But I think with the changes that are happening within Limerick, there was just maybe a desire to have somebody experienced sitting in the chair. We see our Chief Executive is standing down in August. We've got lots of new councillors. I think of the 20 outgoing councillors, I think is there 9 have returned. So there's lots of new faces, new voices within the council. But it's a special time in Limerick, so there's a lot happening. I was lucky enough to be Mayor last year. I was very honoured and privileged. And I started some things, and I think maybe as Cathaoirleach of the Metropolitan District, I might be able to continue on some of the work that I started last year. So during the few words that I spoke about, there's a big sign on the side of the Duns building there in Sarsfield Bridge that says "Watch this space." And I think that with the Gardens International project operating for planning, we're master planning what's going to happen in Cleves. We've had productions in Troy Studios. We're looking forward to news of other ones hopefully later this year. And there's a lot happening in terms of economic development, jobs, creating jobs. But again, in the few words that I said in the chamber, that we need to make sure that everybody feels the economic recovery. So there are some sections of our society and some people in Limerick City that the recovery hasn't come to their street, hasn't come to their neighbourhood. So that we need to make sure that everybody's included. So as Limerick is on the up, that is felt right out throughout the communities of the people of it.
The outgoing Metropolitan Mayor, Daniel Butler, said to us, and he said during his speech, that he came to recognise the attachment people had to the history behind the title of Metropolitan Mayor, the 8 centuries and so on, and that perhaps in some shape or form that could be recognised. Is that a sentiment you would go along with?
Yeah, I think there is history there, and Limerick has some fantastic history, and we'd be remiss of us if we ignored that. The decision was made to have one mayor, and I think that was a popular choice by the public. But I think there is history in terms of the role and the office, and obviously, this chain that goes back over many years and many predecessors. So I think we need to figure out how we can continue to attach the history to the office. So maybe the title has changed, but the role is about the people, and it's about representing the people of Limerick. Again, when I said it inside, when you speak on behalf of the people of Limerick, and the people of Limerick listen very carefully to what you say, and not just in Limerick but further afield as well, so nationally but also internationally. So there's lots of people looking at what's happening here in Limerick and looking to see what we're going to do next.
Safe to say we had a sparky start to the new term for the Metropolitan Council. Park Road Recycling Centre, I know myself, I was out there on Monday speaking to people. First of all, they were all shocked to hear it was closing, despite the signs, and they were dismayed. A lot of them said they would do their best to go to Mungra, but they wouldn't be going as often. Perhaps there's a fear there that good habits will fall by the wayside, which is disappointing when we're talking about the so-called green surge and so on. Were you happy with what you heard from Kieran Lahan? There's not even going to be a possibility of the closure being put off until this is discussed. It's just going to happen next Monday regardless.
First of all, we should keep the Park Road Recycle Centre open. We should be encouraging more recycling. We should have more recycle centres rather than closing them down. We were very dismayed that the decision was made without consultation of councillors. There was a unanimous motion. One of the first actions that I took as Mayor was to facilitate a special meeting to discuss it, to review the health and safety report in detail. But there was a motion passed unanimously by all councillors in the Metropolitan District to keep it open and to provide alternative arrangements if it was forced to close due to health and safety reasons. And the executive here just have ignored the wishes of the people and of the councillors. And I think on our first day here in the Metropolitan District meeting, does it prove the case for a directly elected mayor with executive powers? I think so.
That's actually good.
And James, yeah, it's very true. It's a good point. I mean, how does this? I mean, you've obviously got another high-profile position. Second year in a row, you've received a high-profile position. I mean, how beneficial for this is for you ahead of a general election run? Do you feel?
Well, I think it was said in the chamber that the role is about the people, and it's the office and how you represent the people of Limerick. It's not about the individual. As you said there earlier in the interview, we've got some new councillors that are in the chamber with us, some new councillors in my party as well. And we thought with the changes in Limerick and the times that are in Limerick at the moment, that would be beneficial to have someone with a deal of experience sitting in the chair. It's a new council. There's a lot happening in Limerick. Our chief executive is standing down in August. So I achieved a lot in my role as mayor last year. I understand totally that this isn't a mayor's role. It's a Cathaoirleach's role. But I do have duties and responsibilities to represent the people of Limerick. And I'd like to maybe continue on some of the work that I started last year during my term as mayor.
Would you have liked to be the metropolitan mayor?
To be the metropolitan mayor?
Would you have liked the title?
I don't think so. I think people were confused the fact that there was two mayors. The decision was made that there will be one mayor in Limerick, and the people have also decided recently that that will be a directly elected mayor sometime in the future, a mayor with executive powers, and I hope we get what we voted for. So I hope as it passes through the Dáil and the Seanad that we truly do get a directly elected mayor with executive powers.